Barack Yahya Allah Shalom about your family. Welcome back to True Talk. Boosie says Gucci needs to stop rapping. So this Boosie response to uh, Gucci Man being robbed by uh, Shapushi, who is signed to his label. Of course, as rumor goes, Shapushi wanted out of his deal and robbed Gucci, took his chains. I don't know if that had anything to do with getting out his deal, but robbed Gucci for his jewelry and forced him to sign him out of the contract. And even got it on video. His man recorded the other dude holding the gun and all. Like I don't get it. Like you put evidence on yourself, but it's another story for another day. And I want to speak to the younger me, to those that grew up in the hood, the slums, the ghetto. Your daddy wasn't there. He might have been in and out your life. He may be a crackhead, a drunk. He may be doing time behind bars. You just don't care. Whatever the situation may be. Your mama's sick. Your mama chasing behind a man, or you know, she full of issues herself, child trauma, and she just not a good mother. Or maybe she's just working all the time, trying to put food on the table. Whatever your situation is, where your daddy is not there and your mother is not the best role model or raising you the best that need to be raised. She might be raising you the best that she can, but not the best that you should be raised. And the streets is your home. The streets is raising you. You get love from the streets. You get have fun in the streets. You get game from the streets. Like in hip hop is your like your daddy. Hip hop raised us. Coming from the street, hip hop raised us. A lot of things these rappers said and did, we swore and we lived by it. And they lyrics was like our Bible, our testimony. But we can say, yeah, this is how it's supposed to be. When Plies said, if you a real nigga, you will hide in that nigga bushes and jump out. That was stamped. That's what real niggas do. We hide in bushes and jump out if we got a problem. Like, I understand that mentality, but that's all you taught and that's all that you know. And Boosie, as somebody that came from that and rumor got blood on his hands and escaped doing time. But in his case, there's a young man that's behind bars. So I'm saying all this because I'm not coming from somebody that ain't comfortable. You ain't listening to a squirrel from somebody that wasn't in it. You ain't listening to somebody that ran from it. You listen to somebody that learned from it. That seen the worst in this shit. Seen what could happen, what would happen, and what did happen. And live to tell it. Like so many OGs that have not been able. Or the ones, go to the OGs that really got stripes. That really earn this shit, that's doing life behind bars, and talk to them. And they'll tell you some real shit about how they rather be out working a 9 to 5 than doing their life behind bars and everything that they did for the gang for their hood. It's shit. It don't matter. They just wasting away in prison. And the only person seen there was their mama but now their mama dead, they forgot about. And that the delusion was when they was out there putting in work or under their stripes, they thought that their name was gonna be written in stones, written in infantry. That everybody was gonna recognize them and acknowledge that they was a real so-called G, a real that put in pain. All they did was cause their self pain and others pain. And this is what an OG supposed to tell you. This is what somebody that's real is supposed to tell you, because a real one is going to tell you that these streets is fake. If you been in these streets long enough, you know it's fake. You know there's no honor among thieves. You know you can't trust your right hand man. We live this and we rap about it, and this cycle keep repeating. And there's another young man coming out talking about how his right man done him so bad. Like, yeah, that's what happened. Nobody is real. Nobody is loyal. We talk about this, but nobody hold up. Like, so Boosie is talking out the both side of his mouth. And I was somebody that, when I was young and lost, used to say, yeah, Boosie one of those real ones. Now that I'm truly a real one, and I had to admit that I was fake, Boosie, like most street dudes, fake and talk out the both side of his neck. So from a real one that really done been through this, that's not seeking applause or opinions from white ends or from anybody else, because I'm a man that stand on my truth, and I don't need nobody to certify me. I don't need man's approval, because the truth is a real one, and because y'all lost it, y'all might not understand because you don't want to admit it. When you in the streets, you just looking for other people approval. You trying to live up to a certain standard, and you being, I'm gonna be honest, you being pressured and forced to do a lot of things that a lot of y'all are doing, and it's not genuine. And you're alive, you say. You can't look a real one in his face and tell that lie. You can't tell me that you really out here enjoying doing this, that you want to do this, you want to catch a body, that you want to be ducking bullets, that you want to be ducking doing life in prison. That's why you feel rappers like Tupac and other rappers that say, I'm too deep in this shit, I'm trying to get out. But what you talk, you show love, you get killed. The devil is a lie. Let's break this down. I don't want to be on here too long because I spaz and just go to preaching.
Gucci went out bad, bro. Like what Gucci Mane needs to do is say, I did it because I'm a citizen now. Don't make no rap song testifying again. Man, I'm a citizen. I'm
Let's talk about this citizen. Maybe I'll do, if the most I will, I'll do a deeper video about this. If you don't know where you came from, you don't know where you're going. Malcolm X back doing the propaganda when they were trying to say black people are lazy and violent and all this, and he was marching for our human rights. Malcolm X said what he seen what was going on. He said what the media and what America want to do to young black men is to say that they animals, that they not civilized, that when the police shoot a black man down in the street or unarmed black man, that nobody should be mad or upset because they not civilized, they're not citizens anyway, that they not a part of our community, that they just a terror. So nobody would feel bad when the police or when the government is go in and kill up a whole bunch of black people because they animals, they barbaric, they uncivilized. So why should I feel sorry for them? And fast forward later, you got Negroes saying that they are not citizens, that they are goons. But as soon as they get gunned down by the police, why should we cry over them? If they all white ends and they not uh, citizens, then when they die or when the government or police lock them up or shoot them up, they be the first one to say nobody don't care about us. The system don't care about us. But you the one put yourself outside the system or said you're not a citizen. That's a lie. You pay your taxes. Don't you stay in the city limits or outside the city limits? Don't you got a house or bills? Like, what is idea that with this stupidity? I'm a gangster. I'm not a citizen. If you a blood or a crip, you still put your socks on. You still boo boo and pee the same way. You got a job. You're no different than other humans. This idea where it's like, oh, he's a regular guy. Oh, he ain't no gangster. He's a regular guy. Negro, you a regular guy. You ain't got no superpowers. This idea that if you a blood or a crip or you out there in the streets, that you not a regular guy, that you somehow got superpowers or you're not a citizen. Like, what is that? Now you're making yourself a target. You're making yourself saying that you are just terrorists, that nobody should feel or love you or care about you. I look at the issue like Lil Durk. People, oh, nobody's seeing him. Nobody. If we gonna label him not a citizen, then why should anybody care? But let's continue. So we need to stop this. Oh, he's a citizen. He's not a citizen. We all citizens. Well, if you gain or what you don't gain. If you a gangbanger, what do you want to die? I ain't met a gangbanger that just want to die or spend his life in prison. So stop the BS. You are human. You are a regular guy. You are a citizen. You pay your taxes. You go to work, or if it's legal or illegal. You eat food like everybody else. Stop it.
No longer Gucci. I'm Roger Day. What he did, the YNs, this should have never leave him. He needs to stop rapping. He needs to stop rapping. Like what he did, bro, is just the YNs pissed. I woke up to my DM. Nigga, they are pissed.
And that's a Boosie problem, and that's a lot of young men's problem. Instead of being the OG, instead of leading, they letting the young people lead them. I don't care if I hurt a whole bunch of young men's feeling that's lost. Young men's that don't understand life yet. They don't dictate my life. I live more than them. I understand life better. I'm here to lead them the right way, not for them to lead me. I don't care what kids think. A grown man should not care what kids thinks about him, especially if he's doing the right thing. Any man that care what a younger group of people care about them, then you can be manipulated and you do things to oppress those people, that group, to hold on to that fan base, to that narrative, whatever is painted. Real ones go against the grain. They do what's right. Then you're gonna bring up principle and morals. Like what? Let's continue.
Gucci shouldn't have told shit. He should not identify them for shit. You know what he should have said? When they came in that bitch, we doing this shit for his album. This is all a social media skit. We already took out of blogs to post this. We doing this shit for his album. We doing this shit for his album. And if you fuck with my artist, I'm gonna sue y'all. If you arrest my artist, I'm gonna sue y'all.
So you talking about what Gucci Man could have did to this young man? What he could have did for all those young men that life was lost from where he from? Couldn't he told his shooter, nah, he good, don't mess with him. You're not gonna send him to a grave at an early age. Let him live. But he want to be the more standing top what Gucci should have did for somebody that robbed him. But what about the dudes in his life that done him wrong but robbed him? Shouldn't he have let them live? Shouldn't he have had thought about it and said, nah, don't do nothing to this is the double tongue. This is the double speech that if you're not a vet, if you ain't got wisdom, if you ain't been out here long enough, and dudes talk, you can't see through them. You still green. A lot of these young dudes out here that's running the streets, killing and doing that, they still green. But a real one can hear him talk and speak straight through him. He's talking out both sides of his neck.
Gucci know what the fuck he did. Everybody trying to sugarcoat for this nigga. He know exactly what the fuck it. And with the feds, you don't need it. And what pissed me off even more. What pissed me off even more, he made a video. Ain't none of y'all got more money than me. Back to the fucking money over principles and morals.
Now, did you hear that? Did you hear what Boosie said? This is double talking. The money over principle and morals. Y'all Negroes that just on the internet that don't know nothing about the streets. And to y'all Negroes that's in the streets. What morals are in the streets? When it comes to this street life, when it comes to thugging, when it comes to not being a civilian, what morals and principle they are? Because I would say there's only one rule. Well, two rules. Rule number one, no snitching. Rule number two, there are no rules. That automatic counts out rule number one. It's just a bunch of savages out there trying to get it how they live. Yeah, you run across a lot of good-hearted, a lot of good young soldiers that lose their life, and you run across some nasty, cold-hearted, mean, monstrous MFers that also lose their life. This whole idea that, oh, there's always somebody bigger and badder than you. No, there ain't no such thing as being bigger and badder. Some of the most gangsters, killers dope boys get knocked off by a crackhead. Because the crackhead was spinning that day and seen a lick and killed the dope boy and took all his dope just to get high that day. There ain't no such thing as somebody bigger and badder than you. It's just, are you in a position to handle whatever situation coming to you? And that don't look one way. It could be multiple ways. A Negro is a lie if you say that he'll stand there and let somebody shoot his face off. Oh, I ain't never ran from no Negro. You're a lie. If you in a shootout, you ain't necessarily running from those bullets. You trying not to get hit. You ducking and hiding. And yeah, you running and hiding. Even if you busting back. If you outnumbered, you go in a trap. If you outnumbered, yeah, you gonna run your way up out of there. If you find a way to get out of there. Ain't no such thing as I'm gonna be a man. I ain't gonna run. You're not a man. You're a fool. And that's not how men move. That's how people that want to oppress people that haven't lived life move. But it's ideal that he's talking about morals and principles, the moral thing to do is to not take nobody's life. The moral thing to do is, hey, just give me my stuff back. From what I heard, Gucci said, he said all this would be over with, just give me my stuff back. And you buck. The moral thing to do is to do what's right. The real thing to do, instead of taking your life, hand you over to the authorities. See, that's the effed up thing about the streets. The streets would rather for you to kill somebody. They'll give you more props for killing somebody than to turning them over to the law and letting them still live. Letting them be able to see their kids, their mother, where they can do visit and eat, and they can still have a life, not outside but inside of pen. And one day they'll get out and can have life outside of pen. No, they rather for you to take that man's life completely, where he won't raise his children. He can't have no, like, they rather that. Now, be real with me. For all y'all street niggas out there so real, and no snitching, no telling the code. Answer me this. The government will lie to you and not tell you the truth. Is that gangster? Is that cool? When has it ever been cool to hate and dislike somebody for telling the truth? And label it snitching or telling when somebody tell the truth. When you hate somebody, say they're not a man for telling the truth, or criticize them or dislike them for telling the truth. If anybody tell you that you're not a man and hate you for telling the truth, they're wicked, they evil, don't be around them. When somebody rather for you a lie and the whole secret than to tell the truth and help someone that lost their life, or help somebody from losing their life. There's not a person that anybody would want to be around. And they can't be trusted, and they're not trusted. That's why homeboys are shooting their homeboys in their back. There's another video for another day.
And then people talking about he's a businessman now. Woo 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 woo. He has this.
Oh, one more thing. You talk about when the money ever been about principle and morals. All these dudes do is talk about money, get money if it ain't about the money. These dudes sell their soul for the money. These are the same people that run around, see they hypocrites. They run around when you tell them, hey, these rapping things detrimental to the neighborhood. They say, well, well, this rap was able to get them out the hood and help so many people. So, it is about the money getting people out home. Or what about Boosie, the so-called rumors that he paid a kid, basically a kid that looked up to him, to do his murder. You wasn't even man enough to do it yourself. You paid a kid to do it because the kid looked up to you. And that's what a lot of these these OGs do and did. They took advantage of the kids that looked up to them. That's what they did to me and you when we was young. Took advantage of our loyalty to them. And they were loyal to working with us and allowed for us to do a lot of their dirty work. What was that young man more over money when he was taking money and taking black people's lives, black men's life that he himself had no problems with or did nothing to him, but because he was getting paid for it? Where's the moral and principle over money then? When Lil Durk and all these rappers talk about putting money on people's heads and paying people to take people's life that they ain't got no problem with, but they doing it for the money. You want to be real? Let's be real. Let's lay it out and let's really air this. Let's really air it out and let's rap about it. Really point it out and put things in order. Because for too long, we here to call out and sit at the table and really call it for what it is. because money was involved, because it was cool, because you didn't want to upset this or that person. I'm not sitting on the fence. I know what side I'm on.
Now, yeah, it's that now. A couple months ago, this nigga was making videos about snitches and all this shit, woo de woo. Like, we can't let these motherfuckers keep jumping the bushes, bro. For him to do that, he hurted millions. This is Gucci Mane, LaFleur.
I'm sorry, but what Boosie not too long ago rap about his diabetes and how I love him and how he's a soldier that pray. Ain't this the same man that he believe in God? He's not even loyal to God that he say he believe in. What make you think he's gonna be loyal to y'all? He's gonna say what sound good like all of them do. I've been there, I know the game. He gonna say what sound good, what sound gangster. Cause these little ignorant niggas can't tell the difference. They ain't wise enough, they ain't been through enough. They ain't got the wisdom of the most high. They ain't got enough scars. They ain't survived because the one that do survive and make it out this bitch and got a voice. A lot of times y'all ain't gonna listen to us. Y'all gonna listen to somebody like Boosie that tell y'all lies when he doing it for the money, when he ain't got no lords and principles, when he ain't even loyal to the God that he say he pray to, that he say save him through cancer and diabetes and whatever he had. And the Most High said, let revenge be mine, forgive. He didn't say be a pushover, be a punk. He didn't say not defend yourself or protect yourself, but he said if it's possible, keep peace with all men. And he told us to tell the truth. Don't take innocent life. And when you see somebody take innocent life, you don't supposed to say, I'm not going to tell us a secret. You're supposed to speak up. That's Bible. That's the God that he say he served. But he's not even loyal to the God that he served. He loyal to his own flesh. He on desire me. He want to press the white ends.
This is Goo Wop. You heard what you just called him? This is he raised like Boosie. This nigga raised some niggas, boy. He raised some niggas and told how many videos that popped up when he talking about Gucci went out bad, bro.
Sorry, I had to stop it right there because once again you hear the double talk. You hear the lies. In one sense, when you ask Bootsy, is hip hop and rap may not be all the fault, but is it a cause to why violence is in the black neighborhood? With the same passion he's speaking now, he would say, nah, MF need to raise their kids. It ain't the rapper's job to raise the kids. It's the parents' job. The parents should be there. I'm just rapping. But right here with the same passion, he said, me and Boosie, we raise kids. So he know the impact. He know what they mean to young people. He didn't say they raise young men. He didn't say they raise grown men. He didn't say they raised people they didn't from the ghetto didn't have father figure. We looked up to them. Their music was like our Bible. We live and die by every word. So right here, he admit that they raised us, but if you ask him is hip hop and music is the issue, he'll say, nah, we just rapping. Nobody shouldn't listen to us. See, when you listen long enough, they'll tell the truth. They lie so much they can't keep their lie straight. They just saying what's saying good. They're gonna cancel out themselves every time.
What Gucci Mane needs to do is say, see, this nigga raised some niggas, boy. He raised some niggas and told how many videos that popped up when he talking about fuck a snitch, I never do this, I never do that, woo da woo da woo. And then they won't talk about this a clone. No, this ain't no motherfucking clone. This the same nigga. He shouldn't. You supposed to tell him, oh man, we doing this shit for to get his album finna come out. You know, fuck all that shit. Then you go get back and put his ass up. That's what you go do. Now he can't fight no contract because his ass in the graveyard. If you like that, you don't send no 24, 25-year-old nigga to life in prison if they convict him. Because 40 to 50.
Y'all just see that. Y'all just see the double talk. He act like he cares so much about the young nigga about Pooh. You don't send no young nigga that's 20 to prison. In prison, at least he got a life. At least he got opportunity to get out. At least in prison, he can still see his daughter, still see, have visitation, still got life, still eat. How prison is nowadays, still get some. You know what I'm saying? But no, what he said before that, what he should have did was put him up, put him in the grave. After saying he should have put him in the grave, turn around and act like he care about the young man and said, you don't put no 20-year-old in prison. So you don't put him in prison, you put him in the grave. So it's better to put a 20-year-old in the grave. It's better to take his life out and where he won't be able to say nothing. Where his family won't be able to see him no more, hug him. Where he'll never have a chance to get out and live his life. It's better to do that than to send him to jail. That really makes sense. I don't want to take nobody's life by sending them to jail or in the grave. But if I had a choice, I'd rather send them to the jail. And that don't make me weak for a coward because I'll be ready to defend myself and my family. And if I gotta take a life, I will. For my loved ones. But I'm not trying to take a life because if I really care about you, I want to see you live. I don't want to put you in the grave. I want to see you learn your lesson. I'd rather put you in the county and let you sit down for a couple of years before I have to put you in the grave. That's what real ones do. Real ones really make decisions, not based on what people gonna think, but based on real life situation that we willing to deal with whatever come with it. And real ones understand. So now we see the double talk. Nah, you should have killed the man. You should have killed him. You said it with so much passion. If you like that, what you should have did was kill him. But you don't send this young black man to jail. The double talk. I like playing a young black man in jail. Like you really give a damn about a young black man when there's a kid sitting in jail behind something. But there's a kid that done lost his life right now to sit. At least the kid is sitting in jail to kill all those people for you, Boosie, as they say, because I don't know it's true. But as it's been said, that young man that got all those bodies for you, even though he locked up, he get to wake up and eat. Those people that he took out for you, allegedly, they ain't gonna see their family no more. They can't talk. At least he's still here. But don't act like you care. This double talk. You really care. You'll spare a man's life by any means. First of all, you'll try to keep peace with him. If it's true what they said, what Gurat said, look, so give me my stuff back and it's all good, then nah, that fall on Pooh Shiesty. You live and you die by your decision. In the streets, you got to make a wise decision. That was a foolish decision. You know how many dudes chains get set in the street or politics get talked about and niggas give it back so it won't start a war, so it won't be a blood on their hands. Nobody's calling that side or the other side stupid or a punk, because everybody know, nigga, it's easy to kill. It's easy. People make like it's so hard, but it's really easy. Yeah, you gotta get up the guts to do it, and a righteous living soul don't desire or want to do it. All you gotta do is just point and pull the trigger. Any coward can do it. That's why you got kids out there killing grown men that can't do 5 push-ups but can let off a whole chopper. You got little babies, 2 and 3 years old, finding their parents' guns and actually getting shooting their parents. That's how easy it is to take a life. Yeah, you can have a guts to take somebody's life, but do you got the heart to let somebody live? Bragging about being a demon and not having no heart, you're not real. You're not on the right side. You're not with us.
It is a L, my nigga. Where your heart at, my nigga? You was young. You was young as too. If you gonna play it right, man. You know, Shiesty wasn't thinking. You know, Shiesty thinking.
So he was young too. So, and I guess playing it right is putting him in the grave, right? Listening to what's being said. Don't send that man to jail. He's young and black. Send him to the grave. Kill him. Play it right. Man, y'all been. Christ said, those who hear my voice are my sheep. Y'all listening to the devil voice and it sounds sweet to you. Real ones know when the enemy is talking. This man is all this is doing to oppress people, to push a narrative, to keep your status with the YN. This ain't about morals or principle what Boosie doing. This is about money. This is about looking a certain way. But all the real ones, we truly move off moral and principle. We go against everybody to do what's right and live and die by it. That's a real one. You're not real because you kill or shoot or make money or because you
This
put a
Gucci,
block of the
man. That nigga
hood.
ain't finna. That nigga ain't finna tell on me and fuck up his reputation. And he gonna get it back in blood. That's what he thought. He thought this nigga here, I can rob any. If I rob this nigga here ain't going to point to them, telling people it was me, man. Shiesty.
So if I'm hearing this straight, he's saying Sicey robbed Goosey because he thought Goosey was going to kill him and not get him locked up. So he's like, man, yeah. Sicey one of these suicide nigga, I guess that. He's like, hey, I'm going to rob Goosey because if I rob him, I know he's going to kill me for it and not send me to jail. That's what he was. So if you listen to Boosie, that's what Pooh Sicey was thinking. Or maybe it's Pooh Sicey wasn't thinking. He was iced off emotions. That's why he got his own but to record it. Because he wasn't really recording it to have evidence that he was off the label. Or else he wouldn't put the gun in it. Or else it wouldn't be recorded the way. He was like, let's sit down and do it this way so it can look like it's legit. Now I'm going to talk to you this way, disrespectful. And I also had a dude stand up with the gun. No, I want to get this on record because this going to up my street cred. But listen to the lies. Let's listen to them lies some more.
fuck up his reputation, and he gonna get it back in blood.
See that? His reputation. That's what it's about. Not about not about principle. It's about my reputation. Real ones so insecure about themselves, they don't care what the so-called reputation. The reputation gonna speak for itself. I'm a real one, and the real ones know. That's why the real ones say the real ones f with me, and the real ones know. Cause all the ones that don't, they don't understand. I don't deal with them, and they don't deal with me. So I won't put them in the grave. I stay away from them, cause I know these niggas sure gonna put me in the grave, because they ain't got no love for a black man like I got. Y'all boast about not having love and killing another black man. Think about that. Think about that. Yeah, you gotta survive. And devils come in many skin colors inside you. But what are we really beefing for? A lot of times it's over some state owes some money, a block, a set. Most of the time when we beef, it's over nothing but street cred, inheriting beef that we don't even know how it started. Wake up. You killing your neighbor. You killing yourself. Ain't nothing gangster or real about that.
Yeah. That's what he thought. He thought this nigga here, I can rob any. If I rob this nigga here ain't going to point to them, tell them people it was me, man. Shiesty wasn't thinking, man. And you going talking about money, man. And where your principles and your morals at? Then you make a fucking whole, you testified on the song. That fucked me up even more. You ain't even got to go to court for nothing. You do not have to go to court. You just gave your whole testimony on a song, my nigga. Who do you got around you, my nigga? Gucci Mane just got to go up there and say, I'm a citizen. I'm rapping. He might as well get on the stand, my nigga. Because you didn't get on the stand with that song, my nigga. When you pointed to them and identified them in that.
So Boosie not a citizen. When he go in front of his PO, when he be like, y'all pray for me. I got to go to court today. He ain't a citizen. Why don't he go out there and tell those lawyers, I'm a citizen. I'm not a citizen. I'm a gangster. It's crazy how they want everybody else to believe that they not citizen, they gangster. But when it comes to the courtrooms and that, they yes sir, no sir. And I'm just, Boosie tell them I'm just a man trying to take care of my kids. I'm a businessman. But that's exactly what Boosie used to get off probation. He wouldn't have told those people that he's a businessman, that he's a rapper, a businessman, that he's a citizen, that he's in the street. So I'm confused. What we just lying to them, but we really like this way, and we lying to them to get off. Then can't we lie about anything to get off? Can we tell the truth by? Why don't you just tell the truth and go to jail? Like if we're gonna be real. And if you really like that, then why don't you, wherever you live, because Boosie don't live in the hood no more, why don't you go back to the hood? And since he got all that money, don't give up a job to do better. No, be the plug, be the dope lord. Flood the whole block with drugs. Buy drugs and have them go out to sell it for you. And be real like that. Because if you're not a citizen, then why you live in the so-called suburbs and you got businesses and you All right. See, one thing about a lie, it don't tell who tells it. A truth don't change it, it stands. But when you lie, you gotta be this way in front of that person, that way in front of that person. A real one, we the same way in front of white, black, Chinese. When it's our court day, when it's not our court day, we the same way. We don't hide. I'm not hiding who I am. I'm not pretending to be something. How is that real in any form? When you're not a man, when you got around certain people, you gotta fake and pretend because they life in your hand. Be gangsta on that stand and tell those folks that's trying to give you time that you're not a citizen. The same thing you rapping in your rap, Boosie, when you say, yeah, I whacked him. Yeah, I put a couple stats on his head. Why didn't you do that in the court? Stop rapping about it if it ain't gonna be 100. And there's a line of common sense and being making right decisions. And if doing that is common sense, then common sense gotta be used across the board, not just when it fits the narrative.
That paperwork. Don't send that nigga to prison and brag about it on the song, my nigga.
Nah,
Got
kill him
this
and
man
brag about it.
facing life, nigga. It's a ring.
So Boosie, all these people that kill people and brag about killing them, you never hear Boosie get an interview and say, "Don't take this young man and get on the song and brag about it." But you tell Gucci, "Don't send a man to jail, then get on the song and tell the truth about why I sent him to jail." Then you say, "Oh, your chain, you got a lot of chains, you can get it back." How many people lost their life over a chain? How many of those rappers say, "Hey, you take my chains off, we'll swap it out. My chains for your life. You try to take my chains, I take your life. What you want to do?" It's the hypocritical, like, it's staying on it. No stramming on the fence, no this way and that way. I need to know who you are in every situation. Because if you two-faced, you'll change in this situation and change in that situation. I can't trust you because I know you're not going to change in this situation. But I do know you're going to change. Well, let's continue.
If he was a citizen and he got a wife now and all, why did he go make a fucking rap song about it? Being like it's gangster. What are you trying to say? I don't agree, bro. I don't agree with Shiesty did neither. But I've been in his position and go there, my nigga. It go there behind me.
He don't agree with what Sashi did. As a man, that's like the only thing that he said. I don't agree with what Sashi did. Okay, you know what he did was wrong. But if you was in Gucci Man's shoes, what you would do? As you said, you would have killed him. Not send him to jail, you just would have let it go. If he would have let it go, he was pussy. If he sent him to jail, he was pussy. But if he kill him, then he's a real one. And if he kill him and go to jail, the same people that sit around here talking about shoot Pooh Shiesty is stupid and going to jail for life, they'll be saying that about Boosie. And I guarantee Boosie be the mad one up there that if Gucci Man would have killed Pooh Shiesty, would have been saying, man, he should have just let that go. He should have just let it go. Like it's like a with nigga change when it comes to the temperature. Whatever temperature, whatever sounds good at the time, that's what they rapping about. If this same thing got different, I trust you, Boosie be singing another song. But I know people like this. I grew up with people just like Boosie. They're not gonna hold it down. They're not gonna keep it solid. Well, Boosie made it out and kept it solid because if he would have said anything, he would have got life. He kept his mouth shut for himself. If the shoe was on the other foot, trust me, if Boosie was doing life, he would have been told. Trust me, I know. And the ones that didn't, and if Boosie didn't told, then guess what? We would not be hearing about Boosie. All that free Boosie, you wouldn't have heard as much. Many people would forgot about. I know people that did not told, missed their kids' graduation, missed everything, got out, an older man, and got nothing to show for it. Streets ain't giving no award, wasn't no hand clap, wasn't no welcome home, none of that. What was it for? He can say I hold it down, I didn't told. And I salute him for that, but he don't get nothing like the Negroes that did told, they been home. They been seeing their family. And they not the world is not beating them down or calling them like they ain't not having a hard time. It ain't that they can't sleep at night. Because when push comes to shove, anybody gonna do what they gotta do to survive. Now, do I agree with somebody snitching when it comes to snitching in the right context? Where we both commit a crime and you just tell on me to get lesser time, but they ain't got nothing on us. That's what snitching is. No, nobody can agree with that or accept that or be proud of that or say anything good about that. But just telling the truth, when you see somebody kill somebody, you see somebody rape somebody, when you see somebody harm somebody committing crime, if you in the streets or not in the streets, telling is not snitching. That's just telling what you seen. If you don't want to get taught or don't want to be told on, then do it where you can't be seen or don't do it. Funny how these dudes they don't want to go to jail for committing crimes and murder. But do you ever think about that person that you killed did not want to die? If it's fuck him, why they ain't fuck you? If it's fuck everybody, we don't give a damn then. If I don't care about your life, watch, and you don't care about their life, why should I care about your life? You don't want to go to jail for taking a life, but you don't care about taking that life. You mad at me for sending you to jail for taking a life. I got more reason to be mad at you for taking a life. Come on, stop that, man. You can't pull no wool over a real one. You can't talk circles around me and talk that fake, because when it comes to the truth and stand on, when it comes to be real, I am that. So all that name calling and flexing and bragging and, you know, man, how you say when you try to psych somebody out, play man games or mind games, or make me feel like I'm less of a man or I'm not him. I know I am. I know who I am. It's y'all Negroes that don't know who y'all is, that need validation. And y'all not real. Real ones don't need validation. Real ones truly live with morals and principle. Real ones truly care about their fellow brothers and their neighbors. Real ones is trying to spare life and keep life, preserve life, not take it. Now, Boosie, you talk about Boosie got a family and singing, he a citizen. Boosie, I don't want to hear you sing about God no more. I don't want to hear none of y'all rappers talk about God. I don't want to hear Lil Durk talk about Allah. None of that. You hypocrites. If you ain't gonna be loyal to your own God or your wife, come on, man. Y'all don't know what loyal is. When you truly loyal, it's gonna show by how you treat your brother. When you're a real one, when you tell the truth and be honest, it's gonna show how you treat your brother, how you treat your neighbor, how you treat somebody where you gonna do good for evil. Even when they do evil, you gonna do good. Instead of taking their life, you gonna give them a chance to make ends. And if they don't, yeah, You gonna let them do their time. You did a truck crime, do the time. Man up. What we doing? What we talking about? How we living? Like, are we really manning up? Are we really taking responsibility? Or are we shooting, throwing rocks and hiding our hands? Are we only bragging and boasting when it look good and feel good and fit and benefit us? Nah, stand on it. If this who you is, stand on it. And we all humans. We all people with emotions. Miss me with I'm a thug, I'm a gangster, I'm a street nigga, I'm not a citizen. All those are just labels that mean shit to me. Cause I done been called those things. I've been around those people that's been called those things. I know what we all are. We all fucking got emotions, heartbeat, a mind, and human. Nobody want to go to the grave. Nobody want to go to the pen. Nobody want to see their loved one cry. Out there, nobody want to be out here taking lives. But motherfuckers do it because they get rewarded and they peer pressure and they get hand claps for it. And because they not secure in themselves and they need those lights and handcuffs, that just like a prostitute, these niggas are hoes for the lights, for the claps. And they'll sell their soul and either take somebody's life just to be called a gangster, just to be cool. A lot of dudes in the street are doing it just to be cool. You can't tell me no different.
Millions of dollars when niggas was brought up with crumbs, my nigga. When he look around and his children and all the people he can help right now, but you got it. And I done made it and you don't want to give it to me, man. I've been there, my nigga. This shit'll lead to everything going wrong, bro. Nigga. Gucci went out bad, bro. Like, what Gucci Mane needs to do is say, I did it because I'm a citizen now. Don't make no rap song testifying to the YNs. This shit a
I'm gonna just address that last statement he made and I'm done. Precisely was not hurt. He was not in crumbs. He may have not been in the best deal, but trust me, Gucci Man put that nigga up better than most of us. Did y'all see his house? Precisely house when they coming and raid it? Did y'all see his car? Did y'all see his chain? Precisely was not in the hood struggling. Whatever deal that he didn't like that he was in by Gucci, what most artists, a lot of artists get stuck in deals they don't like. They either work it off or you know what I'm saying? Like, they don't try to force their hand and rob somebody to get out of the deal. But nevertheless, he was not hurting. I see if he was like living in the project, his mom was struggling. He might have not been making what he thought he should have made, but he was making more than most people. He was doing damn good for himself. He was not struggling. And that's the thing, when you do for people and you put them in a position that they normally would not be in, and a lot of times they ungrateful and they feel like they want more, they'll bite the hand that feed them. You bite the hand that fed them. You just seen something in and sign them and put in a position where a lot of people would love to be in. But he didn't like the contract. It wasn't like he wasn't getting that. It wasn't like he was starving. But yeah, Boosie, we all done been there. I done been there, so I'm not speaking to down the young black man that grew up in the struggle without a daddy that let hip hop raise him. Because there's a hunger, there's a swag, there's a uniqueness that come with us that, let's tell the truth, the world of Maya, females of Maya, and dudes that ain't come from that, even though they like to clown us for the bad decision that we make, and because we dying and going to jail over stupid shit, which is true, They can't deny that we are cool. We are what they call cool, and a female would rather be with a bad dude that's doing that instead of one of them. And that's where usually the hate and anger come from. So I'm not here to. It's not revenge of the nerves. You get on the internet and talk about, oh, the street niggas are really just dumb and stupid. No, I'm telling you that a lot of us are lost, and we lost because we got people like Boosie, supposed to be the OGs, that's not steering us in the right direction. It's time for those who really been through it. They can keep the edge. They can keep the swag. You can be from the hood. You can be a gangster. I'm gonna do a video breakdown, but I consider a thug and a gangster. It's not being a part of the game or committing crime. It's just being a environment where you come from and carrying a certain type of swag and character with you. There's nothing wrong with having that character and swag coming where you come from, but having morals and respect and principles with it. That's still intelligent and lifting up your. There's nothing more dangerous, nothing more sexy. You think females want gangsters? But all females want is a wise, intelligent alpha man with respect that can lead, that got that street edge to him. Yeah, they like that street edge, but if you can be both street smart and book smart, you perfect. But we don't raise young men to be both street smart and book smart. We don't want to raise young men to really rock with morals and principles. No, we want our young men to, if somebody rob them, instead of call the police and have them locked up, we ready for to kill them, which is wrong. We ready to not snitch and not say nothing when somebody rob and do us wrong. It's just taking no, there's consequences in life. And you don't get to decide how I react. If I want to kill you or go to jail for what you've done, you can't. Well, I ain't gonna say you can't, because that's a lot of people say you can't judge me or you can't tell me what or what not to do. No, we can speak on these things because it all affects us. But I'm saying when a person do react, you can't get mad at him when he act the way, and it's a way that put not only himself but you in a better position. If I kill you, don't only I put myself in a messed up position, but you in a messed up position. Y'all cheering for that? Y'all want a Negro to lose? Y'all want me to make a bad decision? Why are we cheering that on instead of what Gucci did and say, you know what, I'm gonna give you a chance to return my stuff. And if you don't turn it, then yeah, I'm a gangster, I'm a thug, I'm gonna call the police on you and have you locked up. Now you make the choice as a man. And if you want to ride and come and kill me, then I got every right to defend myself as a man. A lot of these dudes ain't snitching, not because they don't believe in snitching, because they cowards. They scared of what's going to happen if they do tell the truth. I'm the type of man that's going to tell the truth and sit there and say, what you going to do about it? Because you come after me and my loved ones, then yes, sadly, I will have to use that. But I'm not going to cower down for no man and change my principle, my morals, on who I believe in, because this lie that the devil told us, this street lie about no snitching and what a man should and supposed to do, with all that's in the streets are fake dudes and cowards. Like I said, I'm not shitting on the streets of the hood, because they raised me, and they raised a lot of strong, wise, intelligent. Martin Luther King came from the hood. Malcolm X came from the hood. But you see, they wasn't a part of their environment, but they involved in their environment, still knowing who they from, where they from, not being ashamed of who they from. but taking all that and using it to uplift their people and not destroy their people. That's what a real one saying. If you can't get down with that, then you ain't real. And a real one said that. But as always, let God be true and every man a lie. Till next time, Shalom.